all new. AM1150 WTMP.com.
The Heritage Station, WTMP, Egypt Lake, Tampa, St. Pete, 97.5 in Pinellas.
All right. A short intro, but I guess we got so much to say and so much to do today that we can live with that. So,
we're just full of it today.
Information. The engineer is smiling, so I guess it's okay. Because I can kind of see her and she can see me. We got all this.
And I get to see you. This ain't fair.
All this modern technology going on.
Modern technology.
Yeah, and for those who missed us last week, I got several phone calls, and again, one of our compadres here, one of our amigos, got married. So
hola.
It was nothing we could do.
It had to happen.
Because all of us had to go see him off. Because we've been together for 10 years. It's been one of those kind of relationships.
Like brothers from other mothers.
Brothers from other mothers and other countries and other whatever others you want to make it. But
exactly.
We've been together, so we couldn't let him walk down the aisle by himself.
Absolutely not.
We had to make sure it was done right. So
and thank you to our listening audience. I'm sure you got some kudos out there from
Yeah,
some good people
yeah.
saying God bless and pray for that woman.
Gabriel's off the market, so just officially,
Exactly.
For the women who was concerned and worried.
Oh, my women's.
For his women's skins.
God bless you.
For his women's skins,
Exactly.
He's officially taken. Now I gotta say he married a sister, so she ain't from this country, but she's still black, so
But I'll pray for all the rest of you wonderful ladies. We got some wonderful ladies that listen to this show and some nice single guys. If you just do what's right all the time, even when no one's looking, God will reward, and you'll end up something better than you thought you could get. I can testify.
Well, that's it, Gabe. Well, and when people say someone married up or so and so married down, and since I don't know her. But I'm just saying, from what I saw.
Oh yeah, I definitely married up.
He married up, so
absolutely.
So that just taking, you can take my word for it.
She wears shades a lot now, but I don't know what's up with that.
I ain't even venture to comment on that.
Roll on.
So, all right, we're back, and for all y'all who missed us, I just told you why we was not here. It wasn't because we didn't pay the rent. It wasn't because we're gone. You know how TMP is. If you're not here 1 week, if you miss 2 weeks in a row, you definitely considering we've been here we've been here over 3 years, so about 3.5 years. The first time we didn't have a show. So for those who missed us, thank you. God bless you. Those who was concerned, thank you, and God bless you also.
And the one that said God bless you, you're done.
We're back.
Exactly.
To make it official.
Coming back strong.
We're back. So the elephants are here. I know some of you guys are laughing, some of you guys are crying, but as long as you're on the air,
bringing the truth to your front door.
It's good. The fact that I'm gonna tell you, it's important that folks understand, us folks here on Porch Talk Radio. What we do is I learn by talking to people. People come up to me and say, my sister listens to your show. Now, they don't say they listen. My daughter listens to your show. My so-and-so, whether you add whatever, noun you want to add to it. My canine, my dog, cat, whatever, listens to your show. But these folks tend to know what's going on my show, so either somebody's reporting to them verbatim what we're talking about and what we did on the show, or they're listening themselves too. So, I just kind of, for you guys who do that to me all the time, I just want you to know, I know you listen to the show too. I know it's still got that stigma on it. You don't want your friends, family to know you listen to this conservative, commentator who's been on the air for 10 years, talking conservative politics. And I know, and 10 years ago, the community wasn't ready. They wasn't ready for what we do here on Porch Talk Radio. But now we are loved and hated, kind of like Muhammad Ali back in the day.
But you're talking about the #1 rated show still, right?
Yeah.
How many years we've been that throughout all these states we've been through? We've always been #1. We just bring the truth to this is the gospel. We bring the truth to your front door. You don't like it, it rubs you wrong. Just pray about it.
Gabriel said this is the gospel. Eddie did not say this is the gospel. So, so I tend to stay away from stuff. Stay away from stuff like that. Yeah, well, I didn't hear this disclaimer before the show started. So,
that's right.
This may be a disclaimer show. The folks that own and produce and make stuff happen here at TMP are not responsible for this show. I just want to get
there.
That
We go. We help them out.
So they're not liable. So if you want to sue somebody, you gotta sue me or sue Gabriel.
Yeah, I got some rocks you can sue.
Again.
You got some turnips. Hey, I got some turnips.
Well, you can't get blood out of
There you
turnip.
go.
You can't get grease out of rock. All those things that folks say.
All those things.
Yeah. So anyway, let's get the show started. If you want to call in during the show and be on the air, the call-in number is 813-251-9867. 813-251-9867.
State your point, let us know what it is you're trying to say, and then just hang up and we'll answer your question.
Right.
If you want to fight and fuss with us, you can call Eddie personally on his cell phone and do that later.
Yeah, and I'm going to give you my cell phone number for you to do that. Because I'm going to tell you, if you try to do it on the air, you cannot win.
No.
The engineer, the folks who control the off and on switch and the up and down button listens to me. Watch what signs I'm giving them. If I tell them to cut you off or turn you down, guess what? You get cut off, you get turned down. So you're not going to win that fight ever. Not here. Now, if you go to some meeker, milder station that's trying to be everybody's friend, we beyond that. We want to give you information, and sometimes it's friendly, and sometimes it's not. We just want to be a resource to help
information. Yeah.
help this community move forward.
There we go.
And that's what we're concerned about.
And we bring some good people on here, Eddie, talk about that and help.
And I'm gonna go ahead and say this now because I kind of talked to one of the other radio personalities, on the way in. Our elected officials got to get a thicker skin, because I'm gonna tell you, they've been somewhere like a bigger city or a city with more shock jocks or city with more people who really didn't care about the community. They would get lambasted daily, and there ain't nothing they could do about it because we in America we got free speech. So again, unless we libeling
Eddie, no, you misunderstand. But
slandering
if that free speech is hurtful and hurts their feelings,
yeah,
then it must be outlawed immediately.
Well, that's what I'm telling them now. They need to get thicker skin because it's some folks on this show, and like I say, we don't have shock jocks per se, but some of the stuff that goes on Saturday morning could be considered to be shocking, especially some of the attacks that have happened in the past. But again, I'm saying this to say that as an elected official, you got to have a thick skin in order to function because everybody don't like you. Some people do, everybody don't. So if somebody say something wrong to you or wrong about you or something on the air, it's a lot of ways you can deal with that.
Do we have some offended politicians, Eddie? What's going on?
It's not for me to say how you deal with it, but you take yourself, your personality, your situation, and deal with it. And being bent out of shape and butthurt, ain't no way to deal with it. I'm just saying. So I'm throwing it out there, and if I'm throwing a stone and you in the canal or corral, the stone hits you, you gonna holler. Don't holler. I'm just saying.
No hollering.
I'm
no
not
hollering
throwing
allowed.
at anybody in particular. I'm just saying.
We throw stones at all.
I'm just saying, we got to get some thicker skinned politicians.
And they got to do what's right, Eddie. If they ain't doing what's right, then they deserve those stones. And if that's the case, if they can't stand the heat in the kitchen, get out.
But that's what they always say, And I'm gonna tell you something I learned, a long time ago. If you're not, part of the if you're not at the table, then you're on the menu. So take that for what it's worth. If you want to call me personally, that's my diatribe, my rant, my rave. But if you want to call me and complain about something I said, something Gabriel said, something here on the radio show, my cell phone number. Again, I put it out there for a reason. You know, and there's some people who will call me, and some call to talk, and some call to voice an opinion, and some call because, you know, they like the show. Some people actually call me to tell me how well they like the show. So those calls I can take all day, every day. So.
And the rest we'll just send off the email.
Well, they're calls, so I can't send them off the emails. But anyway, my cell phone number, Eddie Adams Jr. cell phone number, 813-230-3312. 813-230-3312. You want to email me, Eddie, at porchtalkradio.com. If you want to contact the website, porchtalkradio.com. Anyway, since we've been gone for 2 weeks, it is just so much, I mean, really a lot of stuff.
Impeachment.
A lot of stuff I wanted to talk about. You know, and part of this thing has to do with, and I guess for the last several shows, I have been talking about what's happening nationally. There's a lot of stuff going on nationally.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and everybody else, you know, concentrates locally, and we're not pigeonholed. Porch Talk Radio cannot be pigeonholed. So we don't just talk about national.
You already covered the locally because you said some politician was whining.
we don't just talk about national stuff. We don't just talk about local stuff.
Local has been covered.
We talk about, you know, local, state, and national. We talk about a little bit of everything. You know, that's the good thing about having the name Porch Talk Radio. That means anything you can sit down on the porch and talk to your friends and family about, we can talk about on this radio show.
That's it.
So it's a call-in show, so you can call in. We have guests occasionally, but this is not a show that's built on having guests, having someone else, you know, tell you what's going on. Because a lot of time, you know, a lot of shows, the host of the show may not be able to carry the show. So they need that filler. They need somebody voiced, you know, besides their own, you know, and with information and input, you know.
As opposed to you and I, we're just full of it.
Not the case.
Information.
Not the case here.
That's right. There we go.
Not the case here. So, anyway, let's kind of talk about impeachment.
Mm-hmm.
I say kind of.
You mean fake impeachment?
I kind of, you know.
But it's not legal.
Kind of, because the folks who just railroaded the president are concerned about there being a fair process.
Excuse me, Eddie, are you saying railroad? You mean the ones that didn't allow him to bring his own witnesses? The ones that didn't allow him to ask questions? The ones that didn't allow his own defense people even in the room? That railroaded?
Well, I'm talking about what the process that just happened. And I'm like this. We have had some sniveling, cowardly presidents in the past.
Big time.
Because you got someone who will stand up for the country, stand up for himself, stand up for his family. Somebody who would not be, if he draws a line in the sand. I kind of overheard part of the previous conversation about world peace and
world peace.
Yeah, world peace and,
peace.
and how would you know, who would be the most threat to world peace, and a lot of folks say Donald Trump. I'm like this. Fear me. I mean, that's what Trump basically saying. If you have told some of the other presidents, you know, that you're gonna do something, and he drew a line in the sand, and you jumped over it before he could even get the line drawn, I'm just saying, ain't no fear in that. Trump draw a line in the sand, you better get your ass back. I'm just saying, because he ain't gonna fake it, like fake news and some of this other stuff that's going on. And people believe him when he say something. That's the difference. So a lot of time, a lot of folks was preposterizing and making up stuff and faking it, you know. But, you know, Trump, those folks don't like him because they ain't gonna bully him around. China don't like him because they can't bully him around. And I hear people say, well, we got a trade war. Well, what's wrong with a damn trade war? We had every other kind of damn war.
We have been in it forever, and we've always been losing, and now we're not. Yeah. And now the losing party is whining, and they say they want to go back to the old way of just screwing the crap out of America and letting them do whatever they want to do to us. Yeah. And our politicians going, okay. and they'd give them some money.
Well,
Kind of like the NBA owns China now,
Get
or
somebody
China's
in their
owned by
family.
the
Get somebody in their
NBA.
family money. They don't have to
Yeah,
give it to
yeah.
them,
Oh, that's right.
you
We'd
know,
have the
family.
sons
Yeah.
involved in an
Daughters,
oil
cousins,
company.
nieces,
Yeah,
aunts.
exactly. But that's
you know.
okay if it's on the
Yeah.
Democrat side. So,
Yeah.
folks,
Yeah.
real quick lesson here, just kind of a quick reminder. I know we have a very smart audience. But we got a few that maybe haven't quite caught up yet. Because if you understand, we have the executive branch, we have the Senate, and we have the House of Representatives.
You just blew it.
They're not what? Come on.
Okay, you
Come
got the executive branch.
Okay, got that right.
Then you got the legislative branch,
Legislative branch,
which includes the House and the Senate,
but are not equal.
and then you got the judicial.
Okay, so out of those three that Eddie just had me, this is us learning here. Please understand these are not equal branches. For some reason, it seems to be a lie. And right now, the House of Representatives in the legislative part is trying to tell Senate how to do their business. And they're trying to tell the Senate, if you'll go ahead and hear some more cases and hear some more fake witnesses, then we'll make a decision. And the Senate has said loud and strong, that's not the way the rules work. You do the work, you do the footwork, you do all of the hearings, you do all that. And you pass your decision on what you came up with, and then you give it to us, and then we decide if that's going to work or not. So right now, the people in the House of Representatives, they know the rules, but they don't want to do the rules. So they want to tell Senate, if you'll continue this witch hunt, that we have failed miserably with no evidence whatsoever, and we'll just stretch this out into 2020. And the Senate has spoken up saying, that's not the way it works. You do your part, you give us what you found, and then we pass a decision on that.
I think the Senate pretty much said dead day one.
Oh, yeah.
So Nancy's kind of well, it's been dead day one. Let's hold off giving it to them because we can talk about it and we can make it an issue and we can play with it some more. You know, we've already got the impeachment thing done, and see something else nobody has said, nobody has done. Until they give it to the Senate, it ain't official. See, that's part of the rules and the process there. You know, they can impeach in the House and keep it in the House. If they never give it to the Senate, then guess what?
So again, folks, if you remember
It
back,
stops in the House.
I brought this up initially with Christmas. That's you know, at what age did you stop believing in Santa Claus? This is that same thing. You're one day going to realize that the House of Representatives Democrats have been lying to you all along, this impeachment bogus baloney, that they didn't allow the one they're going after to even defend themselves. You'll catch up with that, and then you'll realize your tax dollars have been paying hundreds of millions of dollars to all these politicians down there that have spent the last 3 years on just a witch hunt because they couldn't accept 2016. And they're going to try and stretch it out for all this coming year, 2020, again, because they got nothing to offer you.
Well, think about this. You know, Democrats as a party nationally are very short-sighted. Because just a few years ago when they had the Senate and they had the thing called the nuclear option, dun 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 dun, the whole concept of the nuclear option was to have 60
Dun,
votes
dun, dun, dun.
so that the minority party in the Senate could still wage some kind of war, still take a stance and keep the majority party from just bulldozing, you know, everything they want. Again, you know, at that point in time, the Democrats had the Senate. So of course, the Republican was in the minority, and the Democrats say, well, what we're going to do is we're going to get rid of this whole thing so that you have no power whatsoever. Thinking, you know, I guess they were thinking we're going to be in power forever, so don't worry about it when we ain't in power. And what they did was they got rid of cloture. You know, they got rid of, you know, having
a certain number of votes,
the 60 party, the 60
they lowered
votes,
it down,
you know, to 51. So they went from 60 cloture to pass a bill, make an issue, make a point, elect the president, impeach the president, or do anything. I mean, pretty much, you know, sign a treaty, you know, make a judge, what all the stuff that they do. You know, it went from 60 votes to 51, which means all you had to do was have a simple majority in the Senate. Now, guess what? the Democrats don't have a simple majority in the Senate. They're the minority, which means the Republicans in the Senate don't have to listen to Nancy. Don't have to listen to none of those other buffoons, buffoons.
Yeah, there you go. Send them in a minute.
Because at the end of the day, all they can do at this point is hand it over to the Senate. And since the Senate got strong leaders, they know that they ain't got to listen to nothing Nancy Pelosi said. Nothing. Ain't nothing she say. Ain't nothing she can make them do. All they can do is hand it over. It's kind of like, when the people come to take your children. They show up at the door, Janet Reno, when Elian Gonzalez down there, the folks remember what Janet Reno did in Miami when all them folks in those black vans showed up to take Elian Gonzalez and he was hiding in the closet. They had AK-15s and
That was a child.
Yeah.
Oh, but that's okay when a Democrat does that.
I'm just saying.
Shows up with weapons.
They showed up to take the
with
kid.
Guns. Those are loaded guns.
So the people in the house had no choice but to give the kid up. That's what's pretty much going to happen here. When they decide to give the impeachment articles to the Senate, the folks in the Senate, I'm pretty much saying they didn't even try to hide it. They didn't even try to fake like they said. We know day one is dead. We already decided. Well, but you don't supposed to work with the president. You don't post. Wait. You can't tell me what the hell I'm supposed to do. See, that's pretty much what the Senate is saying.
Now, Eddie's trying to keep this simple for everybody, but if a simple majority is all that's needed, and that simple majority is on the president's side, whether it's a Republican or a Democrat,
yep,
they're going to ask that president, you're the executive branch, you're the boss. Now, we can listen to cases, we can try cases, but we all have the same thought here. You're the boss, what would you suggest?
No need.
And the boss said, well, I have my attorney
No
who
need.
has been to that country that's in question, and he has information. The attorney said, there's no need for this. Your procedures say this.
No need.
And again, there's procedures in place, folks. The Democrats are just trying to make stuff up as they go with the laws, breaking the laws. They are breaking them.
It's simple. It's simple. If you got a weakling, I guess that's why they re-elected Nancy Pelosi and she is Speaker of the House. Nancy Pelosi is probably one of the stronger Democrats.
She's 80?
But we talking about philosophy here.
Old white people run the Democratic Party. Go figure.
She's strong, and they figured it was good for the party. That's why they did.
Well, she can bring the money in. That's big. Got to bring the money in.
That's why they did it. But the whole process has to do with the Senate now has strong leaders, and as a person in power, not giving you something that you ain't earned or you haven't had the ability to take. So since you can't take the power from the Senate, you gotta pretty much sit back and wait on them to decide to do what they're gonna do. But so her action, well, let's wait to give it to them.
Yeah, so let's wait until 2020 election. But please, people, I know, again, I said this earlier, we have a smart listening audience. This has nothing to do with actually impeaching Trump, and they know that. They, the Democrats that run the House of Representatives, they understand the bigger picture is trying to remove independent voters. This is a game. This is a political game, and Eddie has mentioned it's a blood sport.
It is a
and
blood
they're
sport.
spending your millions of dollars of taxes you guys are paying every time you get paid for something. Taxes comes out of that. That is paid into the system, and all they're trying to do, the Democrats in the House of Legislation right now, House of Representatives, they're trying to just keep it going, try and whittle away at the independent voters. They know they can't physically get Trump in jail. They cannot get him impeached. They have no evidence. They haven't had any evidence. They've not even allowed him or his people to defend any of it because they know it's baloney. And now they're saying, and this is Pelosi a few days ago said, well, if Trump has nothing to hide, why won't he come and testify? Well, let's see. He's not been allowed anything at this point to defend himself, and now you want him at the tail end after you've already done it. You already appealed. Oh, now that we think you're guilty, now you come defend yourself.
Like the police
that is stupidity, folks.
Telling the black guy, if you innocent, why you ran? Well, I ran because I was scared.
Because there was a gun pointing
I
at
didn't want to
me.
get shot. That's why I ran.
Yeah. Nancy Pelosi is doing the same thing. She's got some people that run off the plantation, and she's got guns after them, dogs, to bring them back on. And then she's asking, why'd you run?
Well, I'm gonna tell you something else that's happening too, and a lot of my audience, you know, a lot of you guys, you know, are good, down hard, you know, yellow dog Democrats. I understand that, and I got
A lot of good-hearted people out
and I
there,
got
Eddie,
some
that are good
and I
Democrats
got some good conservatives
that have common sense and vote right.
So I got both audiences here who listen to my show on a regular basis. But at
Thank
the
you.
at the end of the day, what this process is going to be about is not the first 3 years of Trump's administration. It's going to be about the second 3 years, you know, Trump's administration. Because if they let the election happen, I'm just thinking about the candidates. I mean, so far,
Oh my God.
the candidates that they got, not once, and I listened as much as I can stand. I have heard some of the debates, and as a entire political party, not one of those folks who debates on a regular basis debates thing that the American public is actually interested in. You know, because
Eddie.
saving the world from who? You know,
From them.
The rest of the world, you know, concerned about us. So what you're gonna do? You're gonna make sure that everybody else on the planet is free, and the air's not polluted, the water's not polluted, nothing. We're not the major polluter of the air or of the water. Somebody else is, and at no point in time can we go make China and India and all those big time world polluters of the air and the water do anything. We can ask them kindly, you know, and they're gonna say what they've been saying, you know. But again, at the end of the day, you know, immigration. I mean, it's some people who are of foreign descent who may be concerned about immigration, but if you're a native-born American citizen, you know, I'm telling you, that ain't my major issue. That ain't a big issue for me, or not many people that I know of that immigration is big. I'm just saying now, I am native-born American. Now, had I not been born here, it may be a big issue. And just for the informational purposes, Barack Obama built those cages that they house those kids and those people in. You know,
Eddie.
Trump just put the people in the same cages that Barack Obama built. So he started the process.
You're being too honest.
I'm just saying.
You're being too honest.
You know,
Now,
if that's the issue.
So it's an understanding, folks, which part of our economy being the best in history, which part of the least unemployment for females, for minorities, black males 18 to 28 or something like that, is that age span, Hispanics, which part of that are you not happy with or good with? If you went shopping this past week, Christmas week, the mall was a mess. Anywhere you went, even Walmart was a mess to get in and out of that parking lot. It was a disaster. Why is that?
Nobody got shot in the parking lot this weekend.
More people we have more
Just
people
saying.
working, more people spending money, more people buying stuff online. Which part of that do you not like? And if you can say, well, I don't like his tweets, well, then ignore them. It's not for you. It's for the media. It's to keep them occupied, like the cat with chasing that little red light on the wall. That's all the tweets do. That makes their heads explode, and they start screaming and yelling, and they go crazy on that. Meanwhile, what has Trump done to the economy? Amazing things. Your 401ks, those you have them, should be exploding right now. It should be just explode. Which part of that do you not like?
Well, let me say something else. Anybody who thinks and says Trump is a racist,
The least person up there.
Google Detroit. Because Detroit has been a black town, city,
Chicago,
for 50, 60 years.
Baltimore,
It literally,
St. Louis.
I've been to Detroit. It looked like a bombed out third world nation for years and years and years. And if I remember, Barack Obama said, get used to it. We're in the decline, and it's the new normal. So don't expect any of those industries that left to come back. We're going to just have to learn to do without. And your economy is going to stay bad. Now I'm going to tell you something. Don't take my word for it. Google, and I know either you got it on your phone or you got a computer or a laptop or something, Google Detroit and look at the turnaround Detroit has made because Donald J. Trump has brought a lot of that stuff that you was being set up to like not expect to ever come back to America.
Very low things, except very bad things. You know, I think that's why
the new standards.
Give me the guy's name that died out of Baltimore recently. The Elijah Cummings. He was just a POS because money went into that town and disappeared, and they didn't know where it went. And so everybody got upset. The media got upset because Mr. Trump called out a minority. And Mr. Trump said, I don't care what color he is, he's doing a terrible job for the people. Now, if you went to Pelosi's district right now, today, you get on a plane, went over to Pelosi, you wouldn't be able to be there at nighttime without several weapons.
You would smell it before you got there.
And police protection. You look up our ghettos in our country, they're Democrat owned. The Democrats own those ghettos. That's their plantations. And it's time people got wise, all minorities, and said they're not helping us anymore. They're helping themselves. And I think it's beginning to happen. That's where you get the Blexit. I know a lot of Hispanics are coming on board because they're employed now. They're not begging the government for money, and they're taking care of their families.
More people off food stamps than the last 35 years. You know, the food stamp rolls are low. I know people say, well, you know, they changed the requirement.
They did.
Well, that's part of the process too.
They needed to.
You know.
They needed to.
It should have been done.
And there's nothing wrong with helping people that need help.
Right.
I mean, I grew up when I had a little green card myself, a little reduced lunch card, and I was going to my elementary school. Mom had food stamps. She'd send me down to the store and some food stamps, go get some bread, some milk, and a pack of Pall Mall. And back then, it was no big deal. You go do that.
We didn't have food stamp. We had a semi truck that parked in the middle of a big field.
I was uptown ghetto.
And everybody lined up on food days, and they gave out that government cheese. I told y'all this story before. And that oatmeal, and and that mystery meat in those cans. I still ain't figured out what that mystery meat was, but they gave it to you, and it was nutritional because I don't know anybody got sick.
I think they relabeled that mystery meat as spam now.
Well, see, spam has always been around. It only looked like spam. It didn't taste like spam. So they may have used it as a spam substitute.
Oh my goodness!
But I'm just saying, my childhood, they actually had the food, and then they had people who would go pick up your food for you and bring it to your house if you didn't have transportation.
So there's nothing wrong with people needing help. Yeah, we're all for that.
Help has always been around.
But if the Democrats are going to pick on this Russian collusion baloney that they started out with, which failed because it was a lie, but they don't have a problem with illegal aliens.
It's making billionaires.
But they don't have a problem with illegal aliens coming from other countries here and giving them free benefits and then having them vote. But what is collusion, folks? That would be someone out of another country. But you're saying, okay, it's okay to let the illegal aliens come over here and get free benefits, and then they can vote Democrat to keep those free benefits going. Now they're on another plantation.
Well, look at this. Look at this, and this is the truth. I know that sounds funny. Coming.
That's all we're talking here. People will look it up.
We bring it, but the folks who in Middle America, that's Oklahoma and Nebraska, and Missouri,
some hard countries, hard states,
parts of Texas,
some rough stuff going on in those states, yeah.
Wyoming. Those people live a different life than those seaboard.
Absolutely,
cities.
I know those places.
That's called Middle America,
right?
For a reason. They get immigrants, but they don't get the same immigrants. People don't come all the way from South America, to go to Nebraska. They want to go to L.A. They want to go to New York. They want to go to Miami. They want to go somewhere where they're gonna get some benefits. Where the city, county, state gonna bring them in and set them up and make sure that they eat, sleep, and poop and all those other good things on a regular basis. Again, if you go to Middle America, they're gonna give you a job. You can go, and I'm gonna say this: you go out to that field, pick some corn, or shuck it, or however they do it. But they got a lot of crops out there that feed folks, So they got work. So that's concerned. Well, how do we handle the workers? Well, now they got all kind of ways to determine who's in this country legally and who's in this country illegally. Voting in Texas has always been an issue because you got the border right there, and you got a lot of folks come over, find out how to vote, and not be Americans. I mean, at some point, the folks who actually live here, born here, and got the right to vote, gotta wake up one day and start voting. Then you won't have no choice. You won't have no choice. Donald Trump is gonna be it, because the folks who live, work, and sleep and earn a living here the honest way and the right way, them folks, and overwhelmingly, repeatedly, and if anybody's my Facebook friend, you go to my Facebook page at least twice a week, it's a new group of black folks showing up supporting Trump. I'm just saying, I ain't making this stuff up.
If I'm lying, I'm dying.
If I had to make it up, I wouldn't be saying it because I know y'all don't believe me, to start with, so I wouldn't repeat it, but new groups over the country, throughout the country, black folks
it's changed. The
showing
percentage
up,
is changing, and I think it's going to be huge. I believe it's going to be a landslide.
and a proud
with
Trump
minorities
voters,
bringing it up big
proud
time.
Trump voters.
That's right. So, folks, we're not being anti-immigrant here by any means.
No,
I mean,
no,
we understand. We're
no.
all a Heinz 57 mix of everything. I know some statistics I just recently ran across the percentage of immigrants using welfare by region of origin. U.S. born, 30% of the people born in America are on the welfare system, one form or another. It says otherwise 51% are considered Caribbean that's on our welfare system. 73% of Central America and Mexico people are on the welfare system. 73%, 26% was Europe, 48% was Africa, 17% was South Asia. Those are some working people. 32% is East Asia. They don't seem to be working as much. So just showing some simple numbers, folks. We're just not just making stuff up, but understand that we're here to, people need help, that's fine. There's a system there. The question is, should they be a part of that system? I mean, Eddie, you paid taxes for how many years?
66.
Yeah. So we've all paid taxes, one form or another. If you go buy a stick of gum, I don't think it's food.
Taxes on it.
No?
You pay taxes on everything.
Yeah, gasoline and all that.
Yeah.
All that goes into a pot somewhere and is divided out. Now, all of us who have enough sense to go, well, gee, if somebody's contributed to the system, why not? Well, if you understand, another ploy is to try and get the system to collapse under its own weight. So if we have enough illegals come in that aren't contributing, and we understand that they've got $56 billion last year they sent back home, and that was after they had received free food stamps, free child care, free rent. Do you see the free going on one side? But yet the money they made, which was illegal under the table, however they made it, they didn't pay any taxes on. They send it back tax-free and get our benefits. Now, we got enough people here can add it up going, well, gee, how much longer can we continue to support that? It eventually runs out.
Well, it runs out if Democrats got control.
That's true.
Trump win again. That's what Trump. That's why people don't like Trump, because he's doing stuff that the country needs. He's running the country like a business.
He's making the hard decisions, Eddie.
He running the country like a business, which means, okay, the first thing.
Nothing with feelings.
First thing folks say on investing, don't lose money. If you're investing in something, the goal is to not lose money. If you're making an investment in America, the goal is to not give away all the money. Because, if we decide tomorrow...
We're going to have a rainy day.
Yeah.
We're going to have a hurricane, a tornado.
Yeah,
People going to need some help.
If we decide tomorrow we want to give the money away, there's folks all over the world that would take our money. There's folks that would take our property, take our land, take our everything.
Eddie, we're doing it right now. We borrow money from China, and then we're giving away foreign aid. We're giving money that we borrowed from China, and we're giving money. That's stupid, isn't it? I read about that. We give these other countries free money.
Yeah.
And then you're left paying you are left paying the note on the money that you don't have any benefits from, except some other countries happy. And in fact, when it comes time for them to vote for us in the UN, they vote against us.
Well, I think I read somewhere.
That's retardation, Eddie.
This I may be wrong about, but it's 128 countries on the planet that we give foreign aid to.
And you know where that money comes from, folks?
Gives foreign aid
taxes
to 128 countries, different countries The amount varies, based upon need, I guess, or however they do it. But we give foreign aid to 128 countries. I mean, I'm not against it. I'm just saying, however the system works, whatever palms you got to grease to make stuff happen, because nothing happens by itself and on its own. Because I read something last week where they're trying to make the drug cartels in Mexico and South America. They want to make them, terrorist groups. They got armies. They
own governments.
They own governments. They're trying to take papaya, coffee, and something else, and not just drugs, but they wanted to corner the market on agriculture. For those different countries.
Well, but you know how they negotiate.
Drug cartels to take over.
You know how the drug cartels negotiate, don't you?
Yeah, they kill everybody.
That's right. We're taking over your field, and you're going to work it for us, actually. And if you don't like it, we're going to kill your family, and that's it. Done.
Kind of like Bruce Willis. Okay, who wants to negotiate? And then the guy walks up, and then he shoots the guy. Okay, who else want to negotiate?
Yeah, these drug cartels, they don't play. It's
That's
like the
kind of how
mafia.
they do it.
Actually, I think it's worse than the mafia.
Yeah. Well, they are more worse than the mafia, because the mafia was centralized and only in a few places. I mean, these drug cartels are all over the south of the border.
And how many politicians do you think they own in America?
Well, they own a bunch of them.
A bunch of
because
them.
it's all about money.
But child trafficking, that's why the Democrats don't want any borders down there. They don't want us to know who's coming in and out, so they continue with the child trafficking that continues on, the human trafficking. That's a horrible thing, and they want open borders, Eddie?
Well, let me say this. And then we're going to do on this day.
Oh, really? Darn.
Yeah.
I mean, that's great, Eddie.
Yeah.
I've been looking forward to it.
Yeah, I know. We are the best, the baddest, the biggest, the boldest.
That's why people are dying to come here.
The meanest. I mean, whatever you want to call it, country on the planet. For some people, that's an issue. That's a problem, because some people don't have that thing in competitive. They're not competitive. They don't want to be the best. They want to be mediocre. Some people love being mediocre. I want to be average. I have never in my life said I want to be average at anything. Not me.
I didn't raise my kids that way.
But again, that may be just me. I don't want to be average. I want to be better. I may not be the best at everything I try, but it ain't because I'm not trying to be the best. It's a state of mind. Being the best and trying to be the best, you will never ever be the best at anything if you don't try.
President Trump has made America so great in his 3 years. He's made it so great, Ed. You know how great he's made it, Eddie?
How great my compadre.
He has made it so great that all those people that said they hated it and said they're going to leave if Donald Trump got elected stayed. And they're still here. And one of them left, and he's coming back because he moved to France, Clooney, I think, and he said the terrorists over there are beginning to move in, and they don't like it, and he's coming back to America.
But they didn't feel safe.
Donald Trump has made this country safer.
He made it safe, among other things. So part of the whole process, and everybody got terrorists. Terrorists are not just in America, on American soil.
Like cockroaches.
You got terrorists everywhere. I mean, and they got places in Asia, places in Europe. I mean, you name it.
China don't have them.
Terrorists has no borders.
China don't have them. China just kills everybody.
Yeah.
Different way of negotiating there.
Well, North Korea. North Korea ain't got no terrorists either.
That's true too.
I'm just saying,
of course, they don't have any weapons or electricity or running water.
But what the hell? We can't get everything. All right, let me go ahead and do this. On this day,
Go on.
December 28th, 1832. John C. Calhoun became the first vice president of the United States to resign. He stepped down over differences with President Andrew Jackson. Yeah. So I mean, every time we think, this is the first time something has happened, we've done something, it ain't the first.
The Democrats have wanted to impeach every Republican president that ever existed. They've always tried to impeach him. Always. Nothing new, folks.
I think Andrew Jackson got impeached or something.
Yeah, I'm sure.
I'm sure. He started
Nothing
that.
new, folks.
He
Just
started that
politics.
too. All right, on this day, December 28th, 1846, Iowa became the 29th state to be admitted to the Union. On this date, December 28th, 1945, the U.S. Congress officially recognized the Pledge of Allegiance. See, that's a new one to me. I kind of thought the Pledge of Allegiance was around the beginning of the century or so, you know. It was 1945 they started doing the pledge.
That's after the war.
Yeah. Well, that's right at the end of the war, right? You know, depends on what time in 45, you know, but yeah, I guess they got the pride thing built up and they felt the need to have a pledge or something.
And that's good.
For everybody in the country. And
America.
And last America. And last but not least, on this day, December the 28th, 1981, Elizabeth Jordan Carr was the first American test tube baby.
You still alive?
She was born in
still alive?
Norfolk, Virginia. She's still alive.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
But she was the first one. She the first time where a male and a female didn't get together and do the bumpity bump and come up with a baby. They actually
They rubbed the tube on themselves
took
or
some
what?
tubes and some cells and
It's too much. This is graphic.
and some
Put your kids
masses.
to leave the room,
some
please.
masses
Children should
of
leave the room.
material and masses of material from another room.
Okay. Yeah,
and
all right, we
needle
got the picture.
and a needle. and at the end of the process, they came up with a baby.
Kaboom!
Right.
They had a baby that's still alive. I wonder if that baby got diabetes or anything.
She's still around. I'm gonna give you this name again: Elizabeth Jordan Carr.
You guys Google that.
I actually Googled it this morning.
I wonder what the health is like of that person.
See, she's nice looking. You know,
Diabetic or regular high blood
good
pressure.
health with kids. Living a normal life.
I don't know if our regular ailments are on her.
She's a journalist.
Oh,
She's
boy. She's a lefty.
She probably is, but we won't hold that against her here.
Not today. We'll let that slide.
So anyway.
What's happening to the gravesite thing, Eddie? Is that finally settled out?
They found more graves. That's the local issue. They found because one of the owners of the property that was involved with the Tampa Housing Authority. Mm-hmm. One of the other owners, Tampa Housing Authority only owned a third of the ground. The other 2/3 were owned by two other entities, private entities. Mm-hmm. And one of those other entities allowed their ground to be ground penetrating radar.
Well, that's nice.
And they found another 40-something grave sites. So it's ongoing. It's a process. They doing stuff at Mike Deal. They found some graves out there, and they're doing something over at King. Matter of fact, I was driving home one day and I passed by, and they had a reporter at King doing interview talking about what was happening.
You jumped on up there.
The process. And
introduce yourself.
I started to roll over there.
It's Porch Talk Radio right here.
World famous,
World famous.
Radio personality. Add my 2 cents to this caper. But they got a community that's looking at that. So part of what we're gonna do here is for the new year.
This is our last show.
This is our last show this year. We'll be back next week because I've already paid for it. So for the new year, Tampa Bay is up and coming. I went to a meeting a couple weeks ago with the Super Bowl lady, and folks, we got 2 months, and then there's Super Bowl. Super Bowl 54. And then, after 54 comes Super Bowl 55. Tampa, Florida.
55.
That's right.
So the question is, folks, what have you done out there to try and get something out to put as a vendor, a product? Have you created anything? Do you have a service you can offer? Right now is the time. I know I got a mother-in-law's got an Airbnb thing. She got set up with a little apartment she had renovated. And we're looking forward to that sucker being just rented. Oh, in fact, we can raise the rent up for that one.
I know people were making $8,000 a week for their home.
Hmm.
For their home. I know other people renting out rooms in their houses.
You know, I can give the mother-in-law the couch for a little bit. She'll pay her, charge $1,000 maybe for
I'm
that
just
couch.
saying, some people rent out
Make
rooms in their
$10,000 her
house for
house.
$1,000.
Woo!
You know, and that kind of money will be here. It will be here. Now you may not be able to run that kind of stuff through the Super Bowl committee, but it's gonna be out there. If you're marketing,
Airbnb.
on Facebook, or you're
Airbnb.
marketing, on the internet, or you're marketing out there, and you got some space available, I am going to tell you right here and right now, is somebody out there coming from Canada, Europe, or coming from other parts of the world, coming from other parts of the United States, who are going to be looking, and they got a pocket full of money, and they don't want to stay at the Ritz.
No.
Not that we have one. They don't want to stay at the Hilton. They don't want to stay at the Motel 6. They don't want to stay at the Marriott. They want to stay at somebody's house. If you are a candidate for that, get started now. Because I'm going to tell you, as soon as these folks get through with the Super Bowl in Miami, they're going to start booking.
Mm-hmm.
If they ain't already booking now.
Yeah.
And I'm going to tell you something else you got to look forward to. If you have a business, take advantage of the opportunity, because this lady who we talked to a couple weeks ago, and I'm going to try to get on the radio show, security. Almost any kind of security for the Super Bowl, you just got to go through the process. They got a website, and I don't know what the website is, but if you Google Super Bowl Tampa, there's an organization, I think it's called Connect something, 2020, 2021, but they got all the 300 and something different types of businesses and business people they're looking for. And high on the list is security. So if you got a security company and you do security and you got the right paperwork and credentials and you've been in
Clean
business,
certified and all that certifications.
Been in business for 3 years, you can make some money. And you can make enough money during the Super Bowl 2 weeks to make up for your whole year. So just throwing that out there. Information. Also, I want you to also understand that parade season, for those folks who understand Tampa's a parade city, we have a bunch of parades. What they do is they make sure that visitors come from all over the country, all over the world, to come here to do what they do for the Gasparilla's 100-something years old. The night parade.
Oh, that's coming up again.
The day parade, St.
Gasparilla.
Patty's Day parade, MLK parade. Those are 4 parades within January and February, and all those parades are local. And someone told me that on January the 31st, there's a parade in Ybor for the Outback Bowl. So anyway, let me take this chance to plug 10 years we've been on the air. So we're going to have a big festival in downtown Tampa, part of the Black Heritage Festival. Hopefully we'll be live on the air from the Black Heritage Festival at Curtis Sixon Park, making everybody feel at home, bringing information, doing what we do.
They had some fried catfish the time we did it the first time, and that was some good fish out there.
Yeah. Well, the whole event is a good event. It's a good, wholesome fun. They got lots of entertainment. They got some business meetings. They got some groups and organizations that's performing, doing public service.
Mm-hmm.
So again, if you're not a part of it, Google Black Heritage Festival Tampa Bay. I'm just saying, it's out there. The information is out there. If you want to get involved, it's not too late. And again, don't go with your hand out. Go with somebody. Go with somebody.
Eddie, come on now.
I'm just saying, 'cause, a lot of folks beg.
Yeah.
It's that time of year. It's giving time and receiving time. So it's both. And 2020 is going to be a good year. I think Tampa Bay is going to leap forward, and it's a leap year. Pun made. A leap year.
You're so funny.
Tampa Bay is going to leap forward next year because 2020 is going to be a good year for the area. Be a good year for politics.
We got some good, strong leaders in our black community.
Yeah.
Candy Lowe's going to be out there doing stuff.
Yeah.
We got some strong ladies in this community that just make it go. And I think it's going to be an awesome year, 2020. The big picture overall, the Senate and the legislature, the whole thing is going to do what it's going to do. It's just politics. The Democrats are going to do what they did the last 3 years. Nothing. Just spend money. Take it out of Social Security, like Nancy Pelosi had that bill signed just a while back. Just little details for you folks. So understand, nothing's free. You pay their salary. And if these local yahoos here are offended, these politicians, because someone said something bad to them, you know what? Because we're paying you your wages, and if you ain't going to take it, then get out.
It's an election year, 2020. So that means that everything from school board to president.
Is Sally running again?
Sally Harris is our candidate. So
sweetheart lady.
We're going to get Sally on the show. We're going to get a couple other folks on the show. Politicians. Again, we do have guests. We don't need guests, but we do have guests. Especially good ones. So
they supplement the wonderful things we bring to you every week.
Yeah. So we're gonna make a difference next year. 2020
Absolutely.
It's gonna be a good year for Porch Talk Radio. We're gonna make some stuff happen with the help of the community. We are your resource for information. We only got like a couple of days. I mean, today is the 28th, so we got like 3 days left in this year.
And a holiday is a day and a half of that usually, and then we get it's done.
And then it takes a week for everybody to crank up, everybody to come back, from the new year. So even though the new year is next Wednesday, it'd probably be the following week for stuff start getting back on track, stuff start happening. But be a part of it. If you make one New Year's resolution, get involved. Get off the damn couch.
Get up and do something, folks. Remember, if you can't be an athlete, at least you can be an athletic supporter. Something like that. Oh shit, that's an old one. Never mind.
Yeah, that don't sound good.
But get involved.
Be a jock.
There's no meetings going on this week or next week, I'm sure, with the council.
No, yeah, everything's closed.
Everything's shut down.
Yeah.
All right. Well, as soon as that cranks up again, Eddie, let everybody know what's happening, that we can get people out voting for our commissioners. I know they got stuff they're trying to push it in and out, good and bad stuff. We need people knowing what it is.
Buccaneers got a game tomorrow. I'm going.
Are they favored to win?
I don't know, because it don't matter. Because they ain't in anybody's playoff race.
Who's the coach of the month with them?
I don't know.
Yeah, they change them out every other month, it seems.
So they end the year off right with a victory. I mean, the Bucs won like 3 or 4 games in a row. For them, that was good. They got to sign Jameis or not sign Jameis, so they got to make a decision about that. They got to get off the stool, with that one. But until next year, same bat time, same bat station. Me and newlywed Gabriel Phillips here from Porch Talk Radio say Merry Christmas, past, Happy New Year, future, and a great 2020.
And God bless America.
Thank you. Love you.
Thank you, guys.
Bye-bye.